Greetings and welcome to episode 65, my Empire Total War Darth mod Russia campaign. And this, my friends, I left it last time. And just before we begin, it's been a very long time, my friends, since we came back to the Russian Empire campaign. But before we dive and delve back into it, I just want to be absolutely open with you, my friends. Before I tried to record this episode, I tried to record an episode of the Spanish Empire campaign. Now, that's been a very long time since we've come back to the... I was always going to do the Russian campaign, but I wanted to do the Spanish Empire campaign just before I did the Russian campaign to try to bring it back. It's been a very long time since I did Spanish campaign. However, when I came to the Ottoman turn within that campaign, it took at least 20 minutes between each turn of the Ottoman Empire. So the Ottoman Empire bug has come back, and that bug, for those of you, my friends, who don't realise what it is, it's basically where the Ottoman Empire spawns individual units all over their empire, hundreds of them, and if you don't either remove the Ottoman Empire quickly, or they're not defeated by another power, it can effectively bring your campaign to an end or to a stop. Now, there is one possible workaround I've thought of that I can do, that I thought of after I'd stopped recording, but effectively what it meant was I'd have to record 2 hours of footage to get an hour's worth out. So I'd have to cut all of the Ottoman Empire's sort of end turns, as it were, and cut all of those 20 minutes out each time I waited for them to finish their turns, roughly about 20 minutes. So I'd record about 2 hours, an hour of just their turn doing nothing, and then another hour of actual footage I'd be able to use. So as you can imagine, I don't really have, unfortunately, the time to do that, my friends, and also it's incredibly frustrating because you've got to sort of wait for their turn to end, and then you've got to pick up back your commentary back up when the next nation's sort of turn comes around, and it's incredibly frustrating to have to do that. I really don't want to end that campaign because it's been a fantastic campaign, it really has, and I've enjoyed it. We have tried to push on the US and the British campaign. That's why it's taken so long to get back to it. There's one possible way I can think of a way to get around it, and that's when you can put a boat in between Ankara and Istanbul to stop them being able to move troops back and forth between there. That sometimes stops that bug from happening. However, it might take a little bit. That might not work, and if it doesn't work, then there's a possibility that the Spanish Empire campaign, as it stands, might have to come to an end. Now, there's two options if it does. We have to start a brand new Spanish campaign and deal with the Ottoman Empire straight away, or have a completely different campaign, and again, we'd have to sort of maybe deal with the Ottoman Empire in another campaign as well. But that's something for the future, not quite yet now. But I know some of you might be chomping at the bit for me to start something else, but I'll just see how things pan out before we do that. I'd also like to apologise for the sheer length of time it's taken me to get my different episodes out. It's been an insanely busy time, probably one of the busiest most times I've ever had ever. So I hope you understand, my friends, when it takes so long to get one episode out per week. It really is become a bit of a struggle, I'll be honest with you, but I shall always do my best to try and get an episode out to you. Anyway, let us carry on here where we are now. And as you can see, we've got the Persians here, and remember, the Russian Empire is vast. It is probably one of the biggest empires, apart from Prussia. Prussia does have a huge empire. It controls a majority of Western Europe, and it just is an absolute titan. It really is. So we are sort of almost surrounding that empire, keeping it hemmed in, keeping it closed in. But if they ever decide to attack us, we would be stretched even with our resources. But talking of stretched resources, the Persians, who we are at war with at the moment, are trying to hit our St. Petersburg port, which is the lifeblood here of our trade. 90% of our trade comes from St. Petersburg and through St. Petersburg. So as you can imagine, that's why we've had to put such a strong fleet in here. Now, again, I'll be honest with you again, I did try to actually fight this myself. However, each time I tried to fight this, it crashed. So this battle with these Persians crashed every single time. So I'm not going to risk that, my friends. I have to auto-resolve this. I wanted to fight this because you can see, look at the difference in ships we've got here. However, it crashed, so I'm not going to take that risk. I'm going to auto-resolve this. It should be in our favour anyway. Ah, indeed, look at that. We lost 1. They lost 8. They've been absolutely destroyed here. What have they got here? What is this ship? I don't think so. I think we'll take the money. And you can hightail it out of there, sir. We've also got Sweden here as well. Now, It's been such a long time. I can't remember if we're allies with Sweden. Oh, as you can see, look at the size of the Prussian Empire here. It is huge. All of the green here is Russian. That is a look at the Persians. They're moving against us now. They are going to move probably against Baghdad. And maybe even further west. So if they cut that off pretty soon. But as you can see, look at that. So we've hemmed them into Tbilisi here. Georgia is the last sort of bastion here of Persian power. We've hemmed them into this club. My word, what a fight that'll be. And they're starting to move against us now in great numbers. There it is. And I think we'll start picking apart these armies bit by bit. I think it was about time we did this. We are, look at this. This is nothing short of a magnificent army. It really is. General Yumzi. I think we'll take this fight. We need to start whittling down these armies a bit. The only way we're going to do that is to put them through the mill here. Look at that, 5,000 troops. But the quality, they've got a lot of guns, so we mustn't underestimate the guns. A lot of archers. We've only got 2 guns here, but we've got Garde de Cheval, and we've got Cuirassiers. We've even got Hussars, which is excellent to see. Not at full strength. These armies you can see here aren't at full strength just yet, but they've managed to sneak past us here, which I'm not particularly pleased about here. They can start moving into the interior here. We've got more troops moving down from Moscow, but we've pretty much committed ourselves to this fight. So we're going to take this fight here and try and whittle these down. If they move against us here, then we'll have to draw in more forces, and we're trying to replenish these gentlemen as quickly as we possibly can. We can't have them spilling out into the interior. We don't have anything to stop them behind these armies, so we've got to take this fight. Take the fight in Chechnya here. And what a fight this is going to be, my friends. The Persian battles here will be fast, but if we can chip away at them individually, small battles, individual units, individual armies, we can sort of whittle down their firepower there and eventually take Tbilisi. We have really moved against them in great numbers here, but again, there's still a threat. We can't underestimate them. Oh, look at that. Oh, what a wonder. The topography here is wonderful. Look at this. Now, of course, we've got... What's the size here of our deployment zone? It isn't vast. Not by any stretch of the imagination. It really isn't. There's a decent length in terms of what we've got available here, but the depth is not quite there. But look at this. We've got this wonderful sort of hill here. It's going to give us a good vantage point over here. We'll set our howitzers up here. I know that these howitzers don't need that sort of that leverage, as it were, but we're still going to put them into the position where they can have that overwatch. Let's set them up. Look at that. That's an absolute wonder. Now we do have, this is a very, very elite unit, very, very elite army indeed. Look at this, Semenovsky Foot Guards, 3 regiments. I think we'll set them into the vanguard of the defence here. If you have these units, let's use them. Oh my word, look at, oh good grief, look at that. Wait, oh, that is enough to make you weep with joy. Look at those hats. That is phenomenal. We've got the 13th, we have the 14th on the right. Gentlemen. Yep. And we'll have the 15th on the left. Now that's a solid defensive line here. We can anchor that, of course. We've got a lot of foot guards here. This really is a wonderfully elite. I think what we will do is we'll pack our cavalry into one sort of mailed fist. I think we'll strike probably from this flank here, the left flank. Look at that. Now where's the Garde de Cheval? Here it is. Look at that, elite. These are even royal cavalry. They help to guard the royal household. Now let's put. We'll have the 7th foot here on the extreme left. A little bit too far away there from its brethren unit. It's more like it. We have the 11th here. Let's put the General Z, and we'll move these units out of the way here. Let's have the 11th here on the right, because we're still going to be up against it. Mark my words, we might even put a small combat unit of these 2 regiments here to be striking out against some flanks here. We'll have the 9th regiment here on the right as well. a minute. Yeah, they're in line. Excellent. 16th here on the left. Oh, gentlemen. A little bit too far away there. They need that extra support because we are going to be hit pretty hard. They've got 5,000 troops. We'll have the 17th. We'll start to just move and curve these around here, working with the topography here of the land. Line infantry, I think we'll use the line infantry to strike a flank. We've got two very capable regiments here that I think we'll use to strike the flank. 338 men in each, so they're gonna pack a punch. We're just gonna curve. We'll use the 8th Foot Guards here, which are gonna start sort of closing off this flank here, using the land to our advantage. Right, Russia is it? We're absolutely packed to the rafters here. We really have got a wonderful amount of firepower coming in. Again, we'll just do the same here on this flank. Started to seal off and curve and work the don't quite have that triple rank here, but we are going to keep the cavalry as a whole. Oh, gentlemen, please. Some decorum. Here. We'll also use. Now we're going to be hit pretty hard by their artillery. We'll send these gentlemen out against them. We'll push pretty hard. Do what damage we can. I think we're ready. Yep, let's end deployment, friends. Let's have a look what's going on. Good grief. There it is. We picked the right flank here for all our cavalry. Let's send it. We actually picked the right flank for these gentlemen as well, because we can strike in. Oh, look at that. What I'll be. We can draw them in here. General back. Clear these here, we can actually move against them. We can clear these Zandalari or Zamindari. Gentlemen, please get into court, get into square formation. We're going to take a pasting here. We're going to take a real pasting. Got to try and break one of these lines here. Whilst they're deploying. Get yourselves into square formation, gentlemen, please. We've caused absolute havoc here. We've wanted to break these flanks up. We've got to be aggressive. to get right into there. We're going to be incredibly aggressive here. Get right into their faces here. Of course they're losing, sir. Time to close the door. Look at this, it's an absolute bloodbath. Going up against guard units here, sir. Let's pull them out there. Let's pull the cavalry out there. They've held up that well there. Given an order. Of course, they're wavering. Look at the bloodbath here. Look at that. That is hundreds and hundreds killed here in this battle. We've held this sort of flank here, this left flank here, right flank, and attacking us here. Get in there, lads. winning slightly. Right into the hill, please, gentlemen. We'll just seal off this flank here, just in case they try to move against us. Or we're going to lose his cavalry here. I can guarantee we're not going to lose it to these gentlemen here. We've been highly aggressive here. Look at them run, you curs. But would you look at that? If they want to fight, then we'll oblige. We lost all our cavalry, but my word, what a fight they put up there. Come on, gentlemen, move. Put them to the sword. That's more like it. Chase them down. Of course they're running. They're running. They've had enough. They've had enough, sir. Look at that. We've absolutely obliterated. Of course, we've absolutely obliterated. That's the first army. That's one army down. They lost 4,201. We lost 1,213 though. That's still a good amount here. What have we got here? How many kills? Look at 386 kills by the guard units. That's how wonderful they are. And Simonovsky foot guards did wonderfully well there. Just short of 300 kills. On your way, sir. On your way. So they're trying to place themselves just on the outskirts here of Georgia. But we're not going to allow them to move. No, we'll let that. We'll let them. No, we're not going to. We'll take that fight when it suits us. They've still got a lot of units here in the hinterlands. Venice. Look at the size of our empire. It's vast. Bosnia, as you can see, we've got a huge empire here. Look, I mean, look at this empire we've got. It is extraordinary, but look at the size of the Prussians as well. Look at the Prussian Empire. It is massive, all the way to Paris here. Now we're allied with Spain. Well, we took allied with Spain because we've got a common enemy. Oh, common-ish. Well, of course, they're not enemy yet, but by default they are our enemy, because eventually we're gonna have to move against them. But the Spanish are at war with the Prussians. So we had that in Bosnia. There he is. I think we'll just send this agent up towards here. Let's gather some additional intel here in Berlin. Let's see what they've got available for future, because the reconnaissance here is going to be absolutely vital. As you can see, we don't have much depth here at all. So all our forces are sort of up front here. We're even moving against Venice here, as you can see. So we're actually, we've got this three armies, well, two armies, which two army groups effectively we've got here, my friends. That's what I'm trying to say. We've got two army groups here. We're also blockading and really drawing a lot of their resources away from here. We've also got two armies here just outside Lublin here, just on the border here with Galicia and Warsaw itself. And we could strike against Warsaw. We don't know what's here. I'd imagine they've got a fair amount of troops here waiting to defend Warsaw. We've also got a massive garrison around St. Petersburg, and that's why 52,000 of our gold comes from there. In fact, I think we're sending here for repair. 160 only, that's excellent. We do have a port here. We do have a steam dry dock here, so what we've got 23,000 here. We've got 20,936 here. I mean, look at our army upkeep, it is huge. Trade is going quite well with Spain, Great Britain, Sweden and Denmark. And of course, I mean, Prussia is just taking a massive, look at the value, 33,000 from Prussia. That's how vast our trade with Prussia is. So I think we'll have, but also I think, guess actually we'll get some steamships, because they seem to be much more mobile for the fight here, especially if the wind is against you. Now you've got here Denmark. Now we are allied with Sweden, which is excellent. So we are allied with Sweden. We've got that cooperation. As you can see, Sweden does have a huge amount of armies here. But we've got Denmark here, and they haven't done anything at all. Now, I can move against Karelia, but I can assure you we will respond. What have we got here? Oh, we have to send more forces down here. And indeed, we got this army here moving in. And we're also moving these forces down here as well. We've got, well, actually, we'll take Sumakale here. They have taken, well, they moved against Artavin here. But we're not going to allow them through the straits here. So if they're pretty much trapped in the Black Sea. We've got these very powerful fleets here. As you can see, very, very powerful fleets. Pretty much keeping them in here. We can probably deal with this. I think we'll deal with these gentlemen here and move them off our trade line here. That's opened that up to 4,900, and that's taken us to 19,399. So, in fact, we could probably move into here as well, get ourselves replenished. We need to keep all of these forces up to full strength here. And we raid here, so they're in behind our lines. We've got to be careful they don't move against these cities here. That's going to be a real problem for us otherwise. I think we'll start putting together some forces here. Cuirassiers. We'll start putting some armies together, I think, to defend ourselves. Yeah, we're at full capacity, but the reason we went to full capacity here is to make sure we could defend ourselves in case things went a little bit awry for ourselves. But we are able to defend ourselves quite well here, as you can see. Oh, look at that. Baghdad is well defended. We'll just prove and show them we can move. They moved against us here, but as you can see, we have taken Esfahan here, and we really have thrust a dagger into the heart here by taking their capital. It's robbed them of their major production centre, and we're pretty much now effectively cut ourselves up. But we're not going to upgrade and build any units here just yet. We could actually build a church school here. As you can see, we've brought it under control. Food shortages are going to be removed as well, because we are bringing in plenty of food without. But they haven't moved against us here, so we've got to try and keep them hemmed in here. This is the last great bastion here of their forces. That's excellent. That's being replenished and repaired here. As you can see, we have actually had quite massive fights here. Now let's move this army down as quickly as possible. Moscow is now secure, thankfully. It was at the point where it was looking a little bit worse for wear, shall we say. Moscow, it wasn't in the best of condition in terms of the populace, but we have managed to turn that around. We've got these gentlemen here for some reason, but I think it's because we had a Swedish force here and a Prussian force. I think what we will do is we'll actually start moving these gentlemen down, because it's no good for them being here. Let's move them down into this battle we have here. It's going to take them a long time to get there, but still, needs must. That's absolutely fine. That's absolutely fine. I do apologise for that, my friends. The Shah, Bandar, Abbas. Yes, we have thankfully been recruiting a number of forces, and Moscow as well has seen a huge increase. +1 to morale. We've lost them here. They're going to be a loss. We can't get any more yet, but we shall do. I think our research is complete. Yes, it is indeed. We don't have any more educational buildings. We've moved all of those to help. We really do need to strike, and we need to take Georgia. If we can take Georgia, it would, and crush these armies here, it would effectively almost bring the Persians to no armies at all. We do also have Egypt here, Cairo. We control all of the Mediterranean effectively. We are going to try and move against Venice. The council did ask us to move against Venice here as well, and try and use Venice as a stepping stone. We move in close here to our allies with, but it also give us possible move against Munich here. We could actually move against Munich around here, and also we could even try and split the Prussian Empire in two if possible. If it came to war with them. As you can see, where do we get trade? No, they're not interested at all. Genoa is hostile towards us. That's absolutely fine. Now, as you can see, the Mughal Empire has crushed everything in its sight, apart from the British. And we've got the Mysore still standing there by themselves, but the Mughals have effectively taken everything for themselves here. Ceylon is rebel held at the moment. And why have they? Oh, look at that, they've loaded up an army here. Ah, that army could be going here, but we've got Basra here cut off. But where are they going to go with this army? And as you can see, they're starting to suffer now attrition, because they don't have the money coming in to be able to support their armies, and that's good for us. Although these armies here are managing to hold on. Right, let's end the turn. We're coming in 19,399. Let's end the turn, my friends. Let's see what happens here. My word, the size of our empire. But even then, it's you've got that compactness of the Prussian. The Prussian Empire is almost like that coiled spring, just sat there waiting to explode outwards. You've got Spain, who are fighting against the Prussians. There has been a clash on the border here between Spain and France. It didn't amount to much. It was more of a spar, more of a sort of a joust. We are also in the New World. I shall point that out next turn. We are in the New World. We've established a small Russian colony in the New World. But it's more of a sort of a stepping stone. We're using it more of a stepping stone to move into the new world. We're not going to expand because you don't have the resources to expand in 2 theatres. But we are looking to move into the new world with a little bit more oomph, shall we say, a little bit more verve. As you can see, Spain is starting to move now, forces to sort of hopefully counter the Prussians. But what we won't do is get drawn into aiding the Spanish. If the Spain starts to collapse, then we'll have to sort of look at what we might do against the Prussians. But we don't want to drag ourselves into a war where we're stretched. We've got a majority of our firepower in the Middle East, and we've got you know, we're then dragged and starting to have to pull forces away from the Middle East to sort of start fighting in sort of against Prussia. Oh my goodness me, they've got so many troops. The armies they've got are vast. As is, I mean, look at that. They're able to quickly put at least 2 army groups, possibly 3 army groups around Munich without even batting an eyelid. Now where are you going? Where are you going? Now I remember why I had that army there. That's the reason why. That's absolutely fine. Yeah, they're quite. I think they might strike against Baghdad. No, but they're going to try and push out against Basra. That's fine. We shall find no way in. Oh, look at that! They're attacking the Spanish. We shall let that one go. Some of the extremities here, they're moving against us. Ah. I think. Wow. We need to start picking these armies apart. I think we'll take this fight here, my friends. We've got a lot of cavalry, as you can see. So our cavalry's going to have to take the brunt of the attack here. Actually, no, we won't take that fight because that's 2 cav. That's more like it. That's more like it. We'll take this fight with 20,000 behind us, nearly. Got 20,000 men in this. But we need to pick these armies apart here, bit by bit. So we will take this fight. We shall take this fight, and this shall be the last fight, my friends, of this particular episode. We shall not yield. But if, as I said, if we can just chip away at these armies, individual armies, fighting them bit by bit, and just pulling these armies apart, drawing them away from the main body of the Persian forces, that's what we need to see. Now I know we've got a lot of men behind us, 20,000 reinforcements, but we don't want to use any of those if we can help it. We want to keep them intact. And then we just launch one massive attack against the Persians that are in that sort of that pocket there. But it's just bit by bit we're going to pull them apart here. Oh, look at this! Oh my good word! The topography of these battlefields has been a wonder. Now remember, we are going to take this fight here, so we can probably set ourselves up here. using this sort of wall here as a dividing line between the two sections. They are quite a way off here, a very long way off. So I think we might be, again, I think aggression is the name of the game here. We're going to have to use all our cavalry in one sort of mailed fist. Where's the best area here? Look at that. Actually, we've got a lot of depth here, so we can actually move to the extremities here and sort of wrap ourselves around, because their deployment zone is much, much smaller than ours. We don't want to get trapped in this sort of hamlet, this village that's on our left flank. So we're going to pull away from there, move more into the central position here, and we've got some good sort of land. We've got this valley here between these sort of two hills here, so I think we'll set up our guns here. We've got a good selection of guns, not at full strength. We've only got a 12 pounder here, but still. We'll set the howitzers separately. Hither. We'll also then set up our 24 pounders as well. Good concentration of firepower. That always does set the scene beautifully. Now, I think we'll have this regiment here in the vanguard, more of a veteran force. Again, we will be facing a lot of firepower coming our way. Actually, we'll set them back a little bit forward, much further, just to move them away from. Oh, don't tell me the trees, please, gentlemen. It is that way there by the looks of it. Okay, we shall have 331st here. I think what we might do then is we'll just set these gentlemen back a little bit further. That's more like it. 122nd. I think we'll have them this on this extreme right here. We shall deploy them properly after we've completed our full deployment. On the left here we'll have 124th. We do have this gap here, so what we will do is we'll just push these gentlemen here. 123rd, then we shall move on to this right flank here. Got the deployment, that's quite a nice solid line here. Yeah, we shall use these gentlemen here, this regiment. On our left. I wonder if we can pull some units back here. And if we have these gentlemen behind the wall here, this wall could actually serve us quite well here. I know we were trying to avoid this town here, but unfortunately it doesn't give you a lot of room. We might even move out against the Persians. We'll just have 130th. Actually, we might combine. Let's pull back the general here. We might pull one more unit back. 130th here on this flank here, which will then deploy once the deployment has ended. We've got these three regiments here. I wonder if we just really move against the Persians quite aggressively here with our cavalry as well. We'll use these three regiments to move against them very, very aggressively. It's a bit of a risk because these front lines could come under a lot of pressure, but if we can try and strike them on one flank, it'll draw them away. Let's end the turn, my friends. Let's end the deployment, I beg your pardon. Let's set ourselves ready here. We're going to be very aggressive here. We're going to push hard here. Over, gentlemen. That's a lot of forces, my goodness me, that's a lot of forces here. The Tufangis here, wonder if we can strike them down. Tufangis here. Tufangis are moving against us here. But look at that, we're just peppering their lines here. If we can move down through between them here, just slightly adjust there. the way they're coming in here. Get up there quickly now. They come. What the blazes? We're going to crush in this flank here. Let them come for us, sir. Pikemen, that would have been an absolute disaster. That's it, lads, well done. Oh, it's been a bloodbath here, an absolute bloodbath. wavering, sir. Big, of course, they've gone. Are you doing in here? Come on, gentlemen. Bring an end to this. Let's bring an end to this. Let's get the generator involved. What a fight this has been. We've absolutely... They're shattered. Let us finish these off. And I think, my friends, we've done it. We've absolutely broken another army here. Come on, let's give them what for. That's right, you run. We've put a good price for this. Put them to the sword, let's put them to the sword! We've run there, we've broken there, but my word, what a fight this has been, look at it. We've taken the fight to them, we've been incredibly aggressive. Exactly what we needed to do. Just look at this hillside here, it's covered. I don't care how tired you are. My word, they fought a wonderful fight here. You keep moving, don't you waver, just because you're tired. What a fight here as well, look at that. Starting to feel gone, sir. Don't give him any respite. What a fight that was, my friends. It's an absolute joy there. Oh, that was an absolute wonder. Cossack infantry did wonderfully well there. Look at the line infantry. The kills here is 300 on average. 456 here. Look at the cuirassiers. Colonial line infantry. Cuirassiers as well. 342. Wonderful there. How did they lose? We lost 1,287, they lost 4,000. We've got 18,000 men still remaining. Absolutely fantastic. On your way, sir. That's what I mean. Picking them apart bit by bit. Ah. I think we might even take this fight as well. I think we might just take this fight as well. No, actually we won't. Well, that's the fight we'll take. Next episode, my friend, this is the fight we'll take. Again, like I said, picking the Persians apart bit by bit, bringing these towns back under our control, finally sealing off this front once and for all. And then, my friends, we're going to move against them in one massive battle. But picking them off bit by bit here in these sort of separate engagements, where we sort of bring in local superiority in numbers. That's the key to winning this battle with the Persians. It really is. But my friends, I'm going to end this episode here. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please keep your comments coming down below. I apologise once again for the length of time it's taken to get these episodes out. Hope you can understand, my friends. But I shall leave it in your capable hands as well. Again, please keep your comments coming down below. Thank you for all of your wonderful support and your wonderful understanding. And I hope to speak to you all very soon, my friends. But until next time, bye for now.